वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा 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 श्रील गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया Bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nishtiki. Hare Krishna. Warm welcome everyone. Uh, Today we begin the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and within Srimad Bhagavatam specifically the pastime of Gajendra Maharaj. Gajendra Maharaj in the sense king of the elephant, Gajendra, and the life of Gajendra, king of elephant, and what went in his life, what happened. And actually, as a just today, believe it or not, just today itself, like after lunch, a devotee friend was telling, well, Gajendra Moksha, what do you see? If you see eighth canto, I didn't know by then actually, but a devotee friend said, like, if you see eighth canto and this Gajendra, so chapter 2 is entitled as Gajendra's Crisis. Gajendra's Crisis, the elephant having a crisis in his life. Then chapter 3 is entitled as, okay, the elephant makes a prayer to the Supreme Lord. The elephant prays to the Supreme Lord. And chapter 4 is entitled what? Gajendra Ascends to the Spiritual World. Attains the spiritual world. So I didn't see, actually, I didn't think it, but the devotee was mentioning what? Look, that's everything summed up, right? The crisis of the elephant. Then in crisis, the elephant realized that, okay, I'm in deep crisis. No one can help me. I have to take shelter. I wholeheartedly take shelter of Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. I pray to the Lord to help me, give me shelter, give me protection. And then Lord gives protection, shelter, and then through his submissive prayers and sincere submissive prayers, the Lord gives him his abode, spiritual world. Simple, isn't it? What's the difficulty, as Prabhupada says? Like this second chapter, Gajendra's crisis. Third chapter, he makes the prayers. Fourth chapter, he goes to spiritual world. Anything new in it? What's so new in it? Simple crisis, pray, and go to the spiritual world. So we try to study Srimad Bhagavatam, and specifically this pastime of Gajendra, the elephant, and crisis, how he went into crisis, what crisis, and what made him pray, and the beauty of his prayers actually. Gajendra Stuti, in one of the stutis in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are quite a few stutis, some stutis. Kunti Devi makes a stuti, hymns, verses, offerings of prayers to Lord. Bhishma Pitama, he does stuti. The gopis, definitely the gopi stuti is the topmost stuti. The gopi Gita, the topmost stuti, topmost prayer, topmost offering, by far, no comparison. So Srimad Bhagavatam has lots of prayer stutis, and Gajendra stuti also will come across very purifying. So we pray, we desire to study Srimad Bhagavatam. We pray and desire, and I must tell in advance, I must confess in advance that I'm in tremendous lacking of knowledge or understanding of the pastime or knowledge or study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the message or the intricacies or any details or uh, Sanskrit or anything of the pastime. So very tremendously poor in knowledge and also tremendously poor in purity as well. So kindly tolerate and encourage and inspire us along the way. And it's very heart pleasing actually for all of you to see in the temple room assembled, and very much encouraging and inspiring us in this study, in this pastime. And it's very nice to see in the evening time so many devotees participating and encouraging us in the temple room. But again, I must confess that there's hardly any knowledge and hardly any purity. And also another thing, but same time simultaneously must confess this as well, or must admit this as well, there's somewhat desire. They somewhat desire to study Srimad Bhagavatam, to understand this message, to understand the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. And I wholeheartedly pray that till the last physical breath, they both simultaneously same time we pray to build a desire to understand these pastimes, to study these pastimes, to relish these pastimes. Uh, we pray also simultaneously. And Krishna consciousness is such a personal, practical practice that we desire to involve ourselves in these pastimes. And Krishna wants us to be in all of these pastimes, in these pastimes. Uh, So, with this prayer, with this uh, say somewhat aspiration, desire, hope, faith, longing, and prayer, we begin our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. And life is full of crises throughout. The elephant experiencing crisis, every one of us experience crisis. Sometimes some technical crisis we experience. Yeah, what we do, life is full of crisis. Yeah. And we see in this pastime how it leads to crisis. But crisis can come any moment. Any moment things could be all fine, okay, everything could be like many times we experience, many temple room, everything is very nicely set up. The audio, the camera and everything. But suddenly okay some crisis and things not working. Technically fault and failure and sort of things. Nonetheless, we study Srimad Bhagavatam. But one thing definitely to mention, our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, it should all be in the light of the teachings of Mahaprabhu. Like Srimad Bhagavatam is throughout popular in India, can say this, especially of course in the Hindu society and our Hindu friends um, and those who are religiously oriented and those who study and practice, they would know Srimad Bhagavatam and it's quite popular throughout India. But the Srimad Bhagavatam we study has to be in the light of the teachings of Mahaprabhu. It has to be. Mahaprabhu said, no, Aradhyo Vrajesa Bhagavan Tanes Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargena Yakalpita. The highest form of worship done by the beautiful Ramya Kachit, the beautiful gopis. What does Mahaprabhu say? Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Puranam Amanam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the authority, spotless Puran, purest Puran, historical event recording. Prema Pumartha Mahan. What does it bestow? It bestows love of God. The topmost blessing, love of God, love of Lord Shri Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Paro Tatra Daro Napara. So this is the opinion of Mahaprabhu. And what is the opinion of Mahaprabhu? What is the opinion of Lord Shri Krishna? And what is the opinion actually of Srila Gurudev? Should become our conclusion. what is the opinion or understanding of Krishna Mahaprabhu, they should actually they seal they become the conclusion of the subject matter altogether. So our study should always be in the light in the teachings of Mahaprabhu. So if this hope, mood, prayer, somewhat desire, somewhat aspiration, somewhat genuine longing, hankering, or desiring to develop a appreciation of the devotees mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, like Gajendra and his prayers, to develop some mood and follow in the footsteps, we begin our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. वैराग्यविद्या निजभक्तियोगा शिक्षार्थमेव पुरुषपुराण श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपानिधिर्तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पहुं नश्यन्ति यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितमापावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So into it chapter 2 and chapter entitled Crisis of Gajendra. Gajendra's crisis, the elephant Gajendra's crisis. And we read from text 1. And again, in our study, as we previously did, Dhruva Maharaj's pastime and Ambarish Maharaj's pastime, we'll struggle to read each and every purport, but we'll go through translation and we may not go through Sanskrit, each and every shloka. But just this first shloka, I will try to read the Sanskrit translation and then see, we pray, we beg for mercy, and wherever that mercy takes us, we try to follow. Shishupavacha Asiddhivaro Raja Strikuta iti Vishruta Shirodena Vrita Sriman Yojanayutam Uchrita. Shishupdev Goswami said, my dear king, there is a very large mountain called Trikuta. It is 10,000 yojanas. Yojana is 18,000 miles. It is 10,000 yojanas high. Being surrounded by the ocean of men, it is very beautifully situated. So let us read some translations and see how the episode comes into manifestation into being or happened to or how it came into. So Shukdev Goswami is saying, my dear king, there is a very large mountain called Trikuta. It is 10,000 yojanas high. Being surrounded by the ocean of milk, it is very beautifully situated. So huge mountain, very large mountain, very high mountain and surrounded by the ocean of milk. Let's go a bit more. The length and breadth of the mountain are of the same measurement, that is 80,000 miles. Its three principal peaks, which are made of iron, silver and gold, beautify all directions in the sky. The mountain also has other peaks, which are full of jewels and minerals, and are decorated with nice trees, creepers, and shrubs. The sounds of the waterfalls on the mountain create a very pleasing vibration. In this way, the mountain stands, increasing the beauty of all directions. Iron, silver, and gold. The longer the by waves of milk that produce emeralds all around in the 8 directions north, south, east, west, and the directions midway between them. The inhabitants of the higher planets, the Siddhas, the Charanas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Serpents, Kinnaras, and Apsaras, go to that mountain to sport. Thus, all the caves of the mountain are full of these denizens of the heavenly planets. Because of the resounding vibrations of the denizens of heaven singing in the caves, the lions there, being very proud of their strength, roar with unbearable envy, thinking that another lion is roaring in that way. The valleys beneath Trikuta mountain are beautifully decorated by many varieties of jungle animals, and the trees which are maintained in gardens by the demigods, varieties of birds chirp with sweet voices. And I'm afraid I cannot give you those voices, even though I know I have a very sweet voice. But I'm afraid this is one area where I slightly lack, I must admit, in doing sound impressions and all. So, Trikuta mountain has many lakes and rivers, with beaches covered by small gems resembling grains of sand. The water is as clear as crystal, and when the demigod themselves bathe in it, their bodies lend fragrance to the water, wow, and the breeze thus enriching the atmosphere. In a valley of Trikuta mountain, there was a garden called Rumat. This garden belonged to the great devotee Varuna and was a sporting place for the damsels of the demigods. Flowers and fruits grew there in all seasons. Among them were mandaras, parijatas, patalas, ashokas, champakas, chutas, piyalas, panashas, mangoes, amartakas, kramukas, coconut trees, date trees, and pomegranates. There were madhukas, palm trees, tamalas, asanas, arjunas, aristas, udumbaras, plakshas, banyan trees, kimshukas, and sandalwood trees. There were also picamarettas, kovidas, saralas, suradaras, grapes, sugarcane, bananas, jambu, badaris, akshas, abhayas, and amalakis. Now, if someone, many, actually, eh, now this is my pure speculation here. I think I should be allowed to do this speculation. Those in this world, 8.5 billion population, somewhat plus minus. Now, many are good readers. And of those who are into reading, what do you think will number of people reading? Do they read non-fictional books more or fictional books? Are there more fictional readers than non-fictional readers? I think more would be fictional, I think. Yeah, I think more fictional. I mean, this is my speculation, I say, and there would be a big gap between fictional readers and non-fictional readers. But if someone is a very good lover of, Mhm. If someone is very much into fictional reading, say, fine, and does not have much faith in say, Vedic literature, still take on and Srimad Bhagavatam. Na? Read this, even if I mean, see, Krishna consciousness, honestly, is like a dream, sweet dream though. It's a dream, and it's a dream which is never broken. Actually, if you see, we see all these pastimes, na, like Raslin and the other pastimes, we are paintings here. The Brajvasis, they feel like okay, they are in a dream. They are completely in a dreamland, and it's like oh, as if we are dreaming and everything. And spiritual world is like that eternal dream, a dream which never breaks. Is the eternal dream is the surest reality. So someone is too much into fictions and all, Take the Srimad Bhagavatam, Baba. Look at the writings, look at the compilations, all these cantos and all these descriptions of planets, descriptions of within the planets, the mountains, rivers, lakes, trees, fruits, flowers. Wow, fascinating. And someone into painting and drawing can artist look of all this and draw mountain scenery, all of this. And by studying and here and listening and all of this and say drawing, we'll definitely find ourselves very peaceful, our hearts getting purified, our hearts getting very calm and soothed. So let us continue a bit more. In that garden, there was a very large lake filled with shining golden lotus flowers, and the flowers known as Kumuda, Kahalaram, Utpala, and Satapatra, which added excellent beauty to the mountain. There were also Bilva, Kapita, Jambira, and Bhalataka trees. Intoxicated bumblebees drank honey and hummed with the chirping of the birds, whose songs were very melodious. The lake was crowded with swans, karanadavas, chakravakas, cranes, and flocks of water chickens, datyuhas, coyotes, and other murmuring birds. Because of the agitating movements of the fish and tortoises, the water was decorated with pollen that had fallen from the lotus flowers. The lake was surrounded by kadamba flowers, vetasa flowers, nalas, nipas, vanjulakas, kundas, kurubakas, ashokas, sirisas, kutajas, ingudas, kubjakas, swarnayuthis, nagas, punagas, jatis, malikas, satapatras, jalakas, and madhvilatas. The banks were also abundantly adorned with varieties of trees that yielded flowers and fruits in all seasons. Thus, the entire mountain stood gloriously decorated. Such a huge mountain, and look, so many minerals in the mountains, trees, greenery, flowers, plants, birds, life, animals, rivers, lakes, denizens, um, residents of heaven, heavenly planets, higher heavenly planets, so many caves, and they come to sport in these mountains to play. Some come for meditation, uh, quiet, peaceness, meditation. Lots happening and activity. Actually, we will find throughout this universe there is life existing throughout the universe. As we were studying, reading Prabhupada's class this morning, there is living and there are living entities in the sun globe as well, in fire also. Krishna says, no, in Bhagavad Gita 224, he says that living entities are everywhere. Sarvagatas, Sarvastanur, they are everywhere. Achedyoyam, Akledyoyam. They are throughout, and the living entity is never burned. So in fire also there are living entities, water, sure, air, sure, earth, sure, and even in fire there are living entities. So it is not like, okay, we live in isolation or life comes from life. There is this book na, by Shripad Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, the scientist disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Dr. T.D. Singh, and interviews. So life comes from life, not from matter. And we see within this universe, within our planet Earth, this life throughout. Even like in Scotland, there's some nice mountains and some nice walking paths, and we see in these mountains, okay, some rivers, and from a distance from our temple, Karuna, on top of a hill, when we see other hills and mountains, and it looks beautiful. And imagine what the beauty of this Trikuta mountain would be like. So, the leader of the elephants. The leader of the elephants who lived in the forest of the mountain, Trikuta, once wandered toward the lake with his female elephants. He broke many plants, creepers, thickets, and trees, not caring for their piercing thorns. Now we have entered into the pastime, or we are, yeah. Now we are. See, wherever this once comes now, it actually it excites me. So here it says, no, the leader of the elephants who lived in the forest of the mountain Trikuta once wandered. So once upon a time, who's the leader of this elephants? Gajendra. He's the leader of the elephants, and Gajendra, he wandered in the forest of the mountain Trikuta with his female elephants, with his wives. He broke many plants, creepers, thickets, and trees, not caring for their piercing thorns. Passionate walk, na? Very passionate walk. Very powerful. We'll see furthermore powerful, pride-oriented, passionate. I'm the controller. I am the enjoyer. That passionate walk when with his entourage of other female elephants. So once upon a time, this elephant, and little did the elephant know that what he's entering into or what is about to come, what is to come about crisis. No? Little did he know. Likewise for us as well, and life begins like actually with crisis or in crisis. The best thing is we can inquire. We can inquire. We can make some very good inquiry. Deep inquiry can be made. And for us as well, little did we know that okay, one day we will be coming to Karuna Bhavan. Some or many of you coming to Karuna Bhavan, thinking that far off, maybe in some place, maybe in Brazil or maybe in France or maybe in Germany, let's say, or even India, say that what I am applying for a volunteering program in some place in Scotland, in some place called as Krishna Eco Farm, I'm applying for a volunteering program. But little do they know where they are setting their foot into. And then they come across this beautiful community, Krishna conscious community, Karuna Bhavan, wherein, of course, beautiful prasadam is served daily, and in association of very kind, loving, caring, beautiful devotees, they find so much of happiness in Krishna consciousness. So in the association of devotees, we can see this life becoming sublime. And Krishna consciousness will come about, or actually it comes about in association only, in good association. So further what happens? Maybe could we ask Angelica to read text 21? Simply by Haribol. Simply by catching scent of that elephant. Hmm? Name is not being mentioned so far in translations, and I'm just going to the English translations. And apologies, I'm not going if there are any purports inside them. Also, I'm a bit conscious of time as well. Simply by catching scent of that elephant, all the other elephants, the tigers, and the other ferocious animals such as lions, rhinoceros, great serpents, and black and white cerberus fled in fear just by the scent of that elephant. Who is that elephant? Gajendra, who is about to come in a crisis. Who is about to come simply by catching the scent of that elephant. So, Angelica, did you say you will read the next as well? Okay.
By the mercy of the elephant, animals like the foxes, wolves, buffaloes, bears, boars, gopakas, oh, porcupines, monkeys, rabbits, the other deer, and many other small animals loitered elsewhere in the forest. They were not afraid of him.
See, this is the thing, na? This animal, Gajendra, just by his scent, many other big animals, ferocious animals, they were like afraid of him. Sukdev Goswami describing, na? And they were so afraid they used to flee in fear here and there, go to their respective homes, dens, cages, wherever, and go or in the interiors of the forest. But the small animals, because they were sheltered, say, because they were like, okay, yes, look, this big elephant is coming. And we see in human society as well, right? Like normally in school fights, boys, school fight. No? Okay, I know my elder brother, or I know this boy from the higher senior class, so you don't mess up with me, sort of thing. And this is what these young animals are doing. Uh, oh, I know this big elephant, Gajendra, so don't mess up. And all the other elephants, tigers, lions, rhinoceros, wild bears, boars, they are running away. But these small animals, little small animals, they are free because of this Gajendra. And we wonder man is like an social animal or man is a social animal sometimes they say no, or I don't know, or man is simply an animal or what. I mean, what different do we do as such than animals? What is it different do we do? We are very proud of ourselves, right? That we have such a like this civilization, such advanced technology, economy, whatnot, all of this. But doesn't it all boils down to basic maintenance, basic sustenance, basic living? Doesn't it all boils down to as what Mahabharata and other Vedic literatures and throughout, like say, not just Vedic literatures, even like for that matter, we speak of religion as Christianity and Islam and others, Jainism, Buddhism, and any other ism for that matter. Says, na, what great or different are we doing humans if we are not inquiring into our spiritual nature, spiritual potential, spiritual life, into the existence of God and into the loving relationship with God. Otherwise, we are as good as animals. Animals also eat, we as well eat. Animals sleep, we sleep. Animals procreate, we procreate. Animals defend, we defend. Principles are the same, the activity is the same. Ways of working could be different, but but principles still the same, only nothing different. So this animal Gajendra was so ferocious. Other big animals used to, just by scent or sensing that he's coming, or just the very sight of him, they would flee away, run away. Elephant is one thing, and then when an elephant becomes mad, wow, that's another level altogether, na? When an elephant becomes mad altogether. And such is us actually. When humans is one thing, we are one thing, but when we become proud or puffed up, or when we become angry, that's another thing, another level. Or when we become lusty or greedy, when we demonstrate pride, when we demonstrate lust, greed, anger, envy, very heavy, very heavy. So let's read one more or see. Surrounded by the herds, other elephants, including females, and followed by the young ones, Gajapati. Sukhdev Goswami is calling the name now. Gajapati, the leader of the elephants. made Trikuta mountain tremble all around because of the weight of his body. Gaj actually is elephant. Gajapati is the maintainer of all the elephants. Gajaraj, the king of the elephants. So, uh, made Trikuta mountain tremble all around because of the weight of his body. So we can have some. I mean, I don't know. Even my brain, my simple mind, I cannot imagine the size of the mountain. First of all, hmm, how huge the mountain is, and the entire things like surrounded by this ocean of milk. Shishikanta Mayapur Sashi ki jai. So cannot fathom the size of the mountain surrounded by this ocean of milk. Then so many minerals in the mountain, gold, iron, silver, all these minerals in the mountain, and all the fruits, trees, rivers, plants, and all these animals. And now the length, breadth, height, weight of the mountain, and here the weight of the Gajendra, the weight of the elephant, the king of the elephants, was shaking the mountain. Wow. He was perspiring, liquor dripped from his mouth, and his vision was overwhelmed by intoxication. He was being served by bumblebees who drank honey, and from a distance he could smell the dust of the lotus flowers, which was carried from the lake by the breeze. Thus, surrounded by his associates who were afflicted by thirst, he soon arrived at the bank of the lake. So, the elephant Gajendra, surrounded by by the female elephants, his wives and female elephants and his female friends and all, and in their frenzy, in their pomp, in their overwhelmed by, intoxicated by pride, intoxicated by liquor, pride, and everything. Uh, they were dancing and moving around, coming around, showing off all together. And what they say here, uh, carried from he was being served by bumblebees who drank honey, and from a distance he could smell the dust of the lotus flowers which was carried from the lake by the breeze. Thus, surrounded by his associates who were afflicted by thirst, uh, the elephant and his associates thirsty, he soon arrived at the bank of the lake. We read just a bit more and see. The king of the elephants entered the lake. So, oh, sorry, Angelica, I'm reading it. Maybe you want to do it.
The king of elephants entered the lake, bathed thoroughly, and was relieved of his fatigue. Then, with the aid of his trunk, he drank the cold, clear nectarine water, which was mixed with the dusk of lotus flower and water lilies until he was fully satisfied.
Mhm. So, yeah, the king entered, the elephant entered. Sorry. And bathed thoroughly and was relieved of his fatigue. Fatigue because of his sports and play with the female elephants and dancing around in the forest or in the mountain and breaking gardens, trees, and all everything. Then, with the aid of his trunk, he drank the water. And elephants with their trunks, they drink the water, clear nectarine water, which was mixed with the dust of lotus flowers and water lilies until he was fully satisfied. Must have been better than Scottish water, I think, I presume a bit. Uh, cannot even imagine. See, can we fathom what this water would be like? What it would like? What it would taste like? Here it says, na, um, cold, clear nectarian water. It's a good actually thing for Scottish waters, I think. Mr. Scottish waters, if you are listening, the marketing of Mr. Scottish Waters. You can use this in your marketing. From Srimad Bhagavatam, what do we say? Cold, clear, nectarian water. So I personally don't know, cannot fathom what the cold, clear, nectarian water would be like. Cold, okay, can fathom a bit in Scotland, but clear and nectarian, clear, okay, fine, but nectarian, wow. Like a human being who lacks spiritual knowledge and is too attached to the members of his family, the elephant, being illusioned by the external energy of Krishna, had his wives and children bathe and drink the water. Indeed, he raised water from the lake with his trunk and sprayed it over them. He did not mind the hard labor involved in this endeavor. Yeah, this is a fact actually. Elephants, when they take shower, when they take bath, they sport, and this is how they bath together and shower together. Now, a question for all of us. Uh, Elephant is an animal in which mode? Goodness, passion, or ignorance? Passion, Maria says. Passion. Elephant is an animal in a mode of passion, in a mode of ignorance. Hmm. But can be seen to be in a mode of goodness as well, as in India and even now. Actually, in Vrindavan or in Ramanreti, there is a temple, and in the temple in the ashram they have an elephant, and the elephant comes at the time of arti and attends the arti and participates, not just attends the arti, actually participates and helps in the conduct of the arti. And the elephant lives in the ashram there and is provided food and shelter. And there's a relationship between the elephants and definitely those sadhakas, spiritual practitioners living in that ashram, and the elephants and the pilgrims also those who come there. And there could be more than one elephant if I remember. Uh, and in South India, we'll find elephants, and in temples in India, we'll find elephants. In fact, in Jagannath Puri also, at one point, I think there used to be elephants during Rath Yatra time before and throughout the years, serving Lord Jagannath. So there we'll find in India, even now, in some temples, elephants, and outside of India also, I think, in some places, we'll find elephants in temples. And Hindu temples and elephants serving, they are living there. So those elephants, blessed, they are living life in the mode of goodness. But generally, like elephant is an animal in the mode of ignorance, uh, and is a symbol, a representation of the mode of ignorance. And here is what we see. Mm, Here is what we see, that this elephant was very puffed up and proud and full of say pride, arrogance, intoxicated with all his wives and children. He entered into the lake, and he was tired and fatigued. So he gave himself a bath, and then he was bathing his kids, his wives, and everyone, and sporting with them. Now, this human form of life, this conditioned human form of life, is a struggle for existence, hard struggle for existence, certainly, but not for a practicing devotee. Need not be for a practicing devotee. But someone who has not found his resolve in Krishna consciousness yet, someone who has not taken Guru Padashraya, for him definitely a futile shram eva hi kavalam, hard struggle for no good reason. And this elephant is having that sort of life. So we'll ask Angelica to read 27 and we'll park it here for today. Text 27, I think it takes us into the crisis, it takes us into the pastime.
By the arrangement of providence, O king, a strong crocodile was angry at the elephant and attacked the elephant's leg in the water. The elephant was certainly strong, and he tried his best to get free from the stranger sent by providence.
Now we are getting into the spice, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, yeah, lots of very interesting stories, interesting pastimes. This is why we say, no, even though one may say or see, okay, it's like fictional. Na? Take Baba, read it. Such excitement and thrill. And the thing is, reading anyways, like when we read books, novels and all, we can visualize, we can go into that and all. But after reading, whilst reading some novels, some fictional mm, stories, comedy or love story or history and arts and all, fine, it brings about some emotions, but it never keeps us happy. Maybe it makes us happy. It may make us happy, but it does not keep us happy. It does not sustain that happiness because it is not connected with Krishna. Na? It is not spiritual. But this studying Srimad Bhagavatam will make us happy and keep us happy forever. Forever. And here we see mm, what? That this king, as he was in the river with his wives and children and playing about, a strong crocodile was angry at the elephant and attacked the elephant's leg in the water. Crocodiles live they live on the shore of the rivers. Sometimes they come to the shore like in the land and they go back in the water and they live inside the water. And inside the water, the crocodile could see this elephant and he came on and he charged on this Gajendra, this male, powerful, dominating, strongest elephant. And he attacked his leg. And now a tussle of fight. This fight begins between the elephant and the crocodile. And tomorrow on we'll witness actually a bit of the crisis and what it says. But yeah, definitely, as I was pointed out today, na, after lunch, I was saying, na, so the devotees say, na, like this is all life summarized, na, crisis, and then if we pray to Lord, and then we go to spiritual world. We just need to understand that we are in crisis. Hmm. If we realize I'm living in a dilapidated, a very tight situation, walking on thin ice, Jivana talamala kamala dala jala. Tarau he bhava sindhure. Prabhupada's beautiful. Prabhupada used to like this bhajan very much. Written by, I think, Govind Das. Na? Bhajahu re mana Shinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanar Vindare Durlabha Manav Janam Satsange Durlabha Manav Janam Satsange. I think most of us practicing devotees would know, but some maybe still may not be knowing. So just saying, there's a very good website, KK Songs. And in KK Songs, in that song's lyrics, under letter B, there would be this song. Under letter B, Bhajahu Remanam. Prabhupada used to like this and he used to sing it kind of repeatedly throughout. Bhajahu Remana Shri Nandana. It's spiritual life is all like okay, engaging the mind or praying to the mind. Oh my dear friend mind, my brother mind. Like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I believe, right? He said what? Mind is the best servant and the worst master. If trained nicely, if trained nicely, mind is the best servant. And if not trained, it is the worst master. We see if the mind is given very nice training. So, mantra meditation, chanting the holy names of Lord Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then mind is the best servant. Otherwise, the worst master. So, this song we see on this Bhajahu Remana Sri Nandana Abhay Charnaravinda Dullabha Manava Janama Satsange. This human form of life is very rarely obtained. Uh, but in good association, we can cross over this ocean of material nescience. Jivana Talamala Kamala Dalajala. Life like just like a drop of water on the lotus petal, tottering, very flicker, never know. Taro Bhava Sindhure. So we leave it here, and tomorrow we'll try to study more crisis. And in crisis, hopefully we can make some prayer and appreciate the beautiful prayer made by Gajendra. And we can develop a mood, we can develop a desire, a hankering, a longing, a crying to see Lord Shri Krishna. Thank you very much for your kind attention and participation. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी, हरि हरि बोल।
His Grace Ananda Vigraha Dasa Prabhu Ki Jai.